UK continued efforts to support education. And Defence Minister receives food consignment. Hello and welcome. You are watching SSBC News live from Juba. Amaut Polnang. The International Organization for Migration and World Food Programme have presented to the first Vice President, Dr. Riek Machar Teny, their 2024 achievements, including food mitigation, preserving livelihoods, and 2025 work plans. Speaking to SSBC, the Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation, Paul Maideng, says Upper Nile, Jonglei and Unity States are severely affected by flooding and climate change, underscoring government's commitment to working with partners to mitigating the impact of climate change. IOM Chief Mission Vijaya Suri says flood mitigation is their priority to save lives.
United States, Upper Nile and Jonglei have been affected seriously. And in response to mitigations of impact of climate change, we have got two development partners which are doing their level best to make. And these two development partners are IOM and World Food Programme. Today, both IOM and World Food Programs have come to the office of His Excellency, the First Vice President, to present what they are doing in United States, in Upper Nile, and in Jonglei. IOM has built 5-kilometer dikes in United States that has claimed parts of water from the water. They also target to claim 42 square kilometers from Rufkoni and United States from water. They are doing similar activities in Fanyagur, in Twitches, and in many other areas. The same thing is also done by World Food Programme. And the World Food Programme has built some roads, providing accessibility for the community to market. They are also using this road as a ways of protecting communities from flooding.
We had the honor to present to the First Vice President the achievements that we have made in 2024 in terms of reclaiming land in Unity States, improving local infrastructure, and preserving livelihoods for hundreds of thousands of people from South Sudan. Today was also the opportunity for us to present our work plan for 2025, focusing on Unity State, Upper Nile, as well as Jonglei, with a specific focus on Duke and Twitch East. Flood mitigation is really a priority to help lives and livelihoods of so many impacted families, and it is the foundational steps to look at community engagement, economic development.
Vice President Hussein Abdelbagi Akol received the executive body of the South Sudan Students Union in Uganda, led by Charity Natali Namako Jackson Jelly in Juba on Monday. The union addresses the numerous critical challenges facing South Sudanese students, particularly those in refugee camps, as well as financial difficulties that often lead to high dropout rates among the students. The chairlady also recalled how government grants in the past had a powerful positive impact on students' lives, as she appealed for the revival of this support through government to restore these grants in order to reduce the dropout rates among students who lack financial means. Vice President pledged his support for the union's initiatives and expressed his commitment to help facilitate connections with other government officials.
We also briefed him on the challenges faced the South Sudanese students in Uganda are facing. One is a lack of tuition. Two is lack of activities that can be organized to bring all the South Sudanese together to come and showcase their culture, and also to train our young South Sudanese who are in Uganda how beautiful the culture of South Sudan is. We shared with him a number of projects. One is student support, because those days the government used to make a donation for the South Sudanese student studying in Uganda, but these days the donation is no longer there, and it is really affecting the student. The last project was the peace conference in Kriadongo, We are all aware that our South Sudanese in the refugee settlement are going through a lot of violence. So it is our responsibility as the student union with the government to come together and go and make a peace conference to educate them on how to unite themselves and live in peace. Also, we really want to thank him because he promised to facilitate or to support the student union, because for the past years he has been supporting. He promised that he is going to support us financially, and he is also going to connect us with all the well-wishers in South Sudan.
The Tumaini peace talks have commenced with the government delegation responding to the holdout group's presentations last week on the root cause of conflicts in South Sudan. The meeting is being chaired by the heads of delegation, General Kwalma Nyangjuk and General Pagana Momakech, following last week's co-chaired discussions on the relationship between the Tumaini and the RCS consensus. The government says it is making efforts to secure the release of hundreds of South Sudanese arrested in Omdurman under unclear circumstances as the war intensifies across Sudan. This follows a meeting between Presidential Security Advisor Thoichan Riet and a delegation comprising Citizens Call and Concerned South Sudan, which focused on strengthening evacuation efforts for stranded South Sudanese nationals in war-torn Sudan. The discussions also entered on engaging South Sudanese authorities and humanitarian organizations to establish safe evacuation zones to ensure a timely and coordinated evacuation process. Presidential Security Advisor Riet assured the delegation of the government's unwavering commitment to collaborating with the relevant stakeholders to ensure the safety of every South Sudanese in Sudan.
We are very concerned about the situation in Sudan. Our people are facing a lot of challenges, experiencing a lot of insecurity. We are calling for our government and international communities to advocate for the safe corridor for the people of South Sudan who are still in Khartoum.
نحن بالنادي والناشد الناس اللي قاعدين يشاركوا في السودان ده المشكلة بتاعتهم ما جنوبيين، الجنوبيين ما كان يحلوا مشكلتهم، فخليهم ينظروا لمشاكلهم ويحلوا مشكلتهم ويشوفوا لنا طريقة عشان احنا نشيل الجنوبيين بتاعنا حاليا دافعين ثمن الحرب اللي قام في السودان. دعوا المنظمات ورجال الأعمال بتاع جنوب السودان إنه نقدر نحصل الناس بتاعنا نجيبهم برا من السودان لحد ما نطلعهم واحد واحد لحد ما يجوا في البلاد بتاعنا عشان نحن نجي نكونوا في دولة بتاعنا.
Let's go for a short break and stay tuned for more stories coming up. Welcome back from that short break. To proceed, the National Minister of General Education and Instruction, Owundeng Achil, met with the United Kingdom Ambassador to South Sudan, David Ashley. The meeting discussed UK support to education sector in the country. In a statement to SSBC shortly after the meeting, Minister Owundeng said that the meeting touched girl-child education issues and the impact of climate change on the education sector. She added that the ministry and UK have set up a plan for increasing school for refugees and returnees.
So mainly is really to touch base on issues to do with climate and education, since our schools are impacted by floods, by droughts, by heat, and I think the new program is covering those areas. Another area is the area of infrastructure, because we have so many refugees that has come to the country and returnees in the country, and we have very few facilities that we are sharing. So this crowd is also, the investment on infrastructure is going to increase access to all the children in South Sudan. And of course, British government has been the strategic donor for us in education, and we continue to work very closely with the British government. And this has made a milestone impact on the education system in our country.
We thank you to the Minister for her leadership. We've seen significant improvement in terms of enrolment, particularly of girls in primary and now in secondary education. So we have three main ways of supporting. We have our existing girls' education program. That will transition to a new program later this year, which will continue to that strong work, but make sure that we are also emphasizing equity and inclusion, and also ensuring that we are supporting in terms of climate resilience, given the additional problems which South Sudan is facing in terms of climate shocks, in terms of drought, in terms of flooding. So the new program will include those elements.
In a significant show of support for the armed forces, the Ministry of Defense and Veterans Affairs has received a substantial shipment of food items from President Salva Kiir, facilitated through Galda Company Limited. The shipment, a lifeline for the brave men and women in uniform, will be distributed across all the divisions, independent brigades and general headquarters. SSBC's Victor Elias has the story for us.
In a show of commitment to the welfare of the military, the Minister of Defense and Veterans Affairs has welcomed a vital shipment of food items from President Salva Kiir, delivered by Galda Company Limited. Senior army officers say this generous contribution will provide essential supplies to all divisions, independent brigades, and the general headquarters. Minister of Defense General Sholton Balok stands at the forefront, flanked by Chief of Defense Forces General Paul Nang Majok and Assistant Chief of Defense General Garang Ayi Akol, who also heads the procurement unit, inspected the shipments at the ministry's premises. In a statement to SSBC, Minister Scholl says this delivery represents government's unwavering support towards the welfare of the army.
Rais Adana kemia batatain inu sayedbeu jesh من مكتبه ما شيلنا قروش هو العارف تعيين الجدع ده تعيينات مواد الغذائية جاب بطريقة يوغندا وهدفنا متوقعين 200 عربية كانت تخش في نفس الوقت لكن ناس الوصل هنا ده 22 وفي عدد هنا في نص بمعنى 40 وبعد بكرة هيجي 30 70 ولسه عربات ديل برجع وبمشي شحنة ذاته بيجيب.
For his part, Army Chief Paul Nang says the soldiers require strong backing from the government and urge the army to remain committed to their constitutional bargain of protecting the motherland. Nang added that the shipment will not only sustain the troops but also boost their morale to continue their vital work.
So basically we are receiving 40 trucks of different items. Subsequently we will be receiving another 30 which are still in Nimuli, to bring the total to 70. And the process is going to continue. Every month, we will be receiving a quantity more than this. On the other hand, in Upper Nile, in northern Upper Nile in Rang, we have received 10,000 bags of Dura of 90 kg.
The managing director of Galda Company Limited, engineer Yar Musa Dud, says they are proud to contribute to the welfare of the brave men and women in uniforms.
الشركة جاهزة إنها تنفذ كل المطلوب مننا وده كدفعة أولى إحنا جبناه هسه حاليا 40 عربية هسه حاليا وفي 30 جايين في الشارع ولسه عندنا عربات تانية جاية كثيرة وإن شاء الله هنقدر نغطي كل الولايات وكل الديفيجنات.
Officials say the support from the Commander-in-Chief exemplifies a commitment to both logistics and care for the Army. Victor Elias for SSBC News, Juba.
Minister of Labour James Hothmai says the ministry together with the partners are in process of establishing and developing the policy of labour migrants that would enable the government of South Sudan to manage and protect the migrant workers. Mai spoke during his opening remarks on the 3 days policy development workshop organized by the Ministry of Labour in partnership with the International Labour Organization in Juba on Monday. Chief Technical Advisor for Better Regional Migration Management in the International Labour Organization, Ida Awil, says the purpose of establishing the policy is to cover various directions of labour migration, such as management of the workers and skill development for the benefit of South Sudan.
I'm happy today for us as South Sudan government that we are working on the process of establishing, developing the labor migration policy. This is the first ever actual policy that we are developing for this country. And it is very important for us to do this policy so that we manage our migrant workers and we protect them.
Accordingly, the ILO, through the UK funded Better Regional Migration Management Program, has been supporting relevant stakeholders in South Sudan in the development of the labor migration policy to ensure improved labor migration governance in the country. This policy will cover different dimensions of labor migration, including governance, data management, protection of migrant workers, skills development, and more importantly, sustainable development for South Sudan.
And these inputs, after he organized them, is the one that is being the subject matter of today. And we hope today, putting our final touches, all of us should contribute positively and effectively. And that's the reason why I call my colleagues in the private sector also to be part of this and to be effectively participating.
The Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mande Simaya Kumba, met with the Ambassador of Democratic Republic of Congo to South Sudan, Kangudia Nkutulia, in Juba on Monday. The meeting focused on areas of bilateral cooperation between Juba and Kinshasa. Ambassador Nkutulia briefed the Deputy Minister on the current situation in the DRC. Minister Kumba assured the Ambassador of the government's wishes for peace and prosperity for the people of the DRC. The ministry spokesperson, Apoga Yuel, briefed the media on the outcome of the meeting.
The two exchanged views on areas of bilateral cooperation, and also Ambassador briefed the Deputy Minister on the current status of the situation developing in DRC Congo. The Deputy Minister stated that the DRC Congo is a strategic partner to South Sudan, and that the government and the people of South Sudan wish the people of DRC peace and
Bank of South Sudan has announced the launch of the country's first national instant payment system in collaboration with the Africa Nenda Foundation. Bank's Governor Johnny Ohisa Damien announced this development during a meeting with Africa Nenda Foundation delegation in Juba on Monday. Daniel Marenwek reports.
This transformative project marks a significant milestone in the modernization of South Sudan financial and payment system. The initiative is part of the Bank of South Sudan commitment to providing financial services for all citizens. In a media briefing at the Bank of South Sudan headquarters in Juba on Monday, the officials said the project is also aligning with the larger efforts to implement key reforms such as the automatic clearinghouse and the real-time gross settlement systems.
And the Bank of South Sudan, in collaboration with Africanenda, today launched a very important milestone in the financial landscape of this country, National Financial Switch, which is the first of its kind in South Sudan. And we are very happy that Africanenda has come to our aid. We started this project 3 years ago, and we are happy that today we are launching this milestone to ensure that the financial sector in South Sudan changes and catches up with the rest of the world.
The National Instant Payment System is designed to enable real-time, secure and cost-effective transactions, promoting interoperability between banks, mobile money providers, and other financial institutions. The project aims to develop a detailed roadmap for the system implementation with clear milestones to build the capacity of the Bank of South Sudan and other financial institutions to effectively manage the system. It also focuses on ensuring integration and collaboration between banks, telecommunications, and other stakeholders.
So we are very happy. We thank Africanenda for their support in financing this project that is going to go live, that will transform the lives of people of South Sudan in general.
Africanenda Chief Executive Officer Dr. Robert Achola highlighted that the initiative would reshape South Sudan financial ecosystem, increasing financial accessibility, empowering businesses, and streamlining government operations. This is said would enable citizens to thrive in a modern digital economy.
Africanenda Foundation is very humbled and excited to be here today at the Bank of South Sudan with the distinguished governor to launch a very important project which is set to change the landscape in terms of driving financial inclusion in this great country. We're most excited because a lot of the work we are going to do will use a lot of the expertise within this country to set what will be a transformational agenda. So we're most excited and humbled to the governor and the Bank of South Sudan for this opportunity to work with the Bank of South Sudan to transform this great country.
Officials highlighted that instant payment systems are transformative tools that redefine access to financial services and promote inclusivity.
This initiative is expected to modernize and promote financial inclusion in the country. The officials said this initiative, if implemented, would also strengthen the capacity of the Bank of South Sudan, including other local businesses, as well as promoting innovative ideas and entrepreneurship in the country. Daniel Marengwek, SSBC.
The National Security Bureau refutes forged documents circulating on social media that it has summoned several government constitutional post holders to appear before the authority, describing the documents as fake. The spokesperson of the National Security Service and Public Relations Office, David John Kumuri, urges public to disregard the documents. Kumuri added that the Internal Security Bureau Anti-Corruption Security Division summoned 2 non-constitutional post holders suspects for questioning. He says the act aims at tarnishing the reputation of the Internal Security Bureau, adding that investigation is ongoing to hold individuals behind the act accountable.
The purported document regards summoning several governments post-constitutional holders to appear before the authorities concerned for matter of questioning. As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, and necessity and clarity, the document in question is entirely fake and unofficial, designed principally to mislead and tarnish the image of this service, the National Security Service, as well as discrediting its long-standing reputation. All of you are aware the reputation of this institution is great in this country. The service is working round the clock to detect and combat any destructive activities by any organizations, group, or individuals, foreign country, or South Sudanese inside or outside South Sudan, and all those involved are still at large, will be held accountable for their action in line with the National Security Act 2014 as amended 2024.
Bright Vision Academy Primary and Secondary School is inaugurated under authority of the Ministry of Education in Central Equatorial State, located at Salam area in Rajaf, Payam. The opening of the school is a significant step forward in accessing education to all in the country. Yul Kura Call, the founder and proprietor of the academy, says this educational project would contribute in the required manner to improving academic performances of learners in the Payam. He appreciates the community in the area for cooperating and contributing in an environment conducive to learning for the children.
عندنا hope إنه نحن نطور ثروات بتاعنا. اللون الأخضر بيرمز للرصاص بتاعنا. بلد بتاعنا بلد أخضر. فيه أي حاجة. مع التعليم نحن بنطور ثروات بتاعنا. That's why it is bright vision. أنا ما هجيب هنا. ما دام قدرت إنه نعمل حاجة زي ده أنا هحاول إنه نمشي قدام شوية. مدرسة ده ما مجانية ده نقوله وهتكون مجانية لكن كيف أنا يا عارف يعني فعلا جنة ما قادر يدفع أنا ما ممكن أطرده من المدرسة دي.
I always talk to the parents before I say anything. There is nothing else you can give a child. Even if you are who you are, it is only the education. What only I pray from you or I urge you to do is it is to trust us with your children. Give us your children and you will see the results.
And that finally brings us to the end of our news hour. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Awut Polnang. Till next time.
ya kwani mashakil bijere salambi wansulu kanina kuluhibu badu ya jama mashakil bijere salambi wansulu salam alaikum alaikum salam salam alaikum alaikum salam salam dema binadi bet ya kwani salam dema binadi beledi akwani. Na na na. Kan shokol za tuma fifogo salam dema binadi shokol ya kwani. Na na na. Salam, salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. Salam, salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. Peace is all we need in our families. In our country. Salam, salam ya unina deiro. Fi Junub Sudan. Unana. Boss is second number one. Ma ako geni sawa, okot ma okot geni sawa, uye. Jeran ma jeran geni sawa, sabi ma sabi geni sawa, uye. Gebila ma gebila geni sawa, belet ma belet geni sawa, uye. Salam, salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. Salam, salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. Salam, salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. Salam, salam alaikum. Alaikum salam.
Let me yawa yo, wano kara kara. Let me yawa yo, welling. Let me yawa yo, wano wara wara. Let me yawa yo, welling. Let me yawa yo, wano kara kara. Let me yawa yo, welling. Let me yawa yo, wano wara wara. Maya ya, jayuni yo leng. Wano kara kara. Jatani choro kamarachi nyoro machi nyoro kwak. Jayuni Yoleng, na gang mo pelaya. Yoleng, wano kara kara. Yoleng, alawa yawa yo. Yoleng, wano wara wara. Yoleng, na gang mo pelaya. Yoleng, wano kara kara. Yoleng, alawa yawa yo. Yoleng, wano wara wara. Yoleng, na gang mo pelaya. Yoleng, wano kara kara. Yoleng, alawa yawa yo. Yoleng, wano wara wara. Ariya mo nigiria. Lubaye koya, adwara mogo nigi dwara. Lubaye koya, kutero long mwana nigi tweya. Lubaye koya, muwili wa bili nigi tweya. Lubaye koya, kaan. Lubaye gwara, beitema. Kaan, ole gwara, beitema. Kaan, lubaye gwara, beitema. Kaan, ole gwara, beitema. Kuparo nyakwe nigi dwara pin. Lubaye koya, Ikape kuma nigi dwara pin. Lubaye koya, Uwilu makjay nigi nera. Lubaye koya, Kutiero kwe nigi nera. Dubai koya kaan Dubai kwara Betema kaan Ola ye kwara Betema Pililili Yoleng Naking mo peraya Yoleng mano karakara Pililili Yoleng Alawa yawayo Yoleng mano wara Pililili Yoleng Naking mo peraya Yoleng mano karakara Pililili Yoleng Alawa yawayo Yoleng mano wara Pililili Yoleng Naking mo peraya Yoleng mano karakara Pililili Yoleng Alawa yawayo Yoleng mano wara Lubaga yawayo ngara loro peraya Yawayo Lubaga oro lwen ngara loro peraya Oro lwen duma Lubaga yawayo ngara loro peraya Yawayo Lubaga oro lwen ngara loro peraya Oro lwen duma La mera pay ringen Yoleng They got it when you're down pay ringen Yoleng Umera pay ringen Yoleng They got it when you're on your knee pay ringen Yoleng Luba para teno kiti Ye koya Ala yawa yo Luba pa montone Ye koya Luba para teno kiti Ye koya Ala yawa yo Luba pa montone Ye koya Kaan Luba ye koya Yintono Kaan Luba ye pira Yintono Kaan Luba ye rura Yintono Kaan Luba ye koya Yintono Pililili Yoleng Naking mo peraya Yoleng mano karakara Pililili Yoleng Alawa yawayo Yoleng mano wara Pililili Yoleng Naking mo peraya Yoleng mano karakara Pililili Yoleng Alawa yawayo Yoleng mano wara Pililili Yoleng Naking mo peraya Yoleng mano karakara Pililili Yoleng Alawa yawayo Yoleng mano wara
baling filna geleng anta ko jambuta asambala